Hmm? Ah!
Hello, Kate. James. Jack.
He's right there by the fire. He says hello.
I heard him.
What, you can see him?
Yeah, I can see him.
Kate? Sawyer? You too?
So you're the one who wrote our names on the wall.
I am.
Sun and Jin Kwan and Saeed Jarrah, you wrote their names on the wall?
Yes.
Is that why they're dead?
I'm very sorry.
You're sorry.
Kate?
No, I want to know why. I want to know that Sun and Jin and Saeed didn't die for nothing.
Come and sit down and I'll tell you what they died for. I'll tell you why I chose them and why I chose you. And then I'll tell you everything you need to know about protecting this island, because by the time that fire burns out, one of you is going to have to start doing it.
Welcome to another episode of the Revisited podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Kristin. This week on Revisited, we are covering Lost, Season 6, Episode 16, What They Died For.
It is the penultimate episode of the series.
It is. I'm sad.
We have this and the two-part finale left, and then we wrap up our coverage of Lost after only 6.5 years.
Yes. After a full decade.
No, it hasn't been that long. We started when the show ended, and we're just now wrapping now.
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
It took us some time because we had some time off due to
COVID happened in between.
Yeah, but I'm going back, looking at, let's see, the first episode of this podcast dropped on May 28th of 2018. Oh my God. So it's been like 5 years.
Yeah, it's been 5 years. Oy, oy, oy.
Well, with like a year off in between. So,
well, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that there was COVID to deal with.
Yes. Which you mentioned already.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel really bad that it took us 5 years to do this.
COVID mixed with anxiety and work life, and
the world's on fire. The Shire is burning.
Yeah, it still is. We've just learned to adapt to it.
Yeah, we just wear extra sunscreen now.
Yeah, it's a good point. But yeah, so the penultimate of the series, and then we have the finale, which will be the end, parts 1 and 2, in which our friend Jason from Podcastica, who was on with us for the pilot, is joining us for the finale again next episode. I'm putting this out there now before we get to the end of this episode, because sometimes I feel like some people might miss it because once they're done with the discussion, they kind of tune out. We want a lot of feedback for the finale. I'm putting that request out there now. We always get Steve. We've been getting Jason.
Get Des from time to time.
We get Des from time to time. We've had a couple other people here and there randomly. I'm putting the call out now for the finale next episode. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you guys, on the listeners. We want to know what your thoughts on the finale were when it first aired. Have they changed since listening to the podcast? what are your thoughts on our coverage of the show? Up until this point, are you excited about Ted Lasso, which is where we're going next? We want to hear from you guys. So we're putting the call out there now, right at the beginning of the episode. Send us the feedback, and I'll reiterate this again at the end of the podcast, but revisitedpod.com is where you can find links on how to do that, or you can email us directly with either an email or a voicemail at feedback@revisitedpod.com. I can't encourage it enough this time for this. This is the series finale. We want to hear from you. So,
Yes, please.
that said, I will also put out there that, as always, this is a spoiler-full podcast. We will talk about things that have happened in the past and we might talk about things that happen in the finale as we're discussing this episode. So keep that in mind as we go forward. Season 6, episode 16, What They Died For. What are your thoughts? Where do you want to start?
Oh, well, first of all, I kind of remember why the ending was so frustrating. And I think it's because, for me at least, I know what's coming. I know what's next. I know how this all ends, right? And so I'm kind of looking at it as, I wish it was longer. I wish that we had a more fleshed out, like, this would have been nice if this was in an extended episode.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we went a lot of different places in this episode, and it would have been nice if this would have been like a full hour instead of 43 minutes.
I get that. I kind of got a little bit of a sense of that too when I finished this episode, in that by the end of this episode, knowing that there's only 2 episodes left in the 2-part finale, I kind of felt like I was like, wow, like I feel like there's still so much more we have to wrap up, and I'm surprised we get it done in that finale.
Right.
We do, but it still felt a little too open-ended going into a finale.
Yeah, and I mean, it would have been nice to have been reminded of the concert, right? Because there's a lot, because we've heard about, hey, we're going to go to a concert. We're going to go to a concert. Well, obviously, we're going to the Drive Shaft concert, if I remember correctly. So it would have been nice to have that kind of reminded to us in this episode, after spending the entire last episode with Jacob, Mother, and Man in Black.
Well, it is
right?
It is brought up in this episode.
It is, but what I'm saying is, it would have been nice to have seen something to remind us of the concert that we're going to, because we've also seen David playing, piano at his concert. And David and Jack are talking about going to the concert. But there's really no mention of what kind of a concert it is when they're talking about it.
Well, and I also, if I remember correctly, I don't believe it is a Drive Shaft concert. I believe it is simply an orchestra with Charlie Pace from Drive Shaft. I don't think other members of Drive Shaft are there. I think it's just Charlie.
Okay.
Because I think he was like, I think this was like, Drive Shaft was their favorite band, so they brought in Charlie from Drive Shaft to perform with
Daniel's favorite band.
Yeah.
Right.
So they brought in Charlie to perform with this orchestra.
And with Daniel.
Is Daniel part of this orchestra that's playing, or is he just
Daniel is a musician. The whole idea was that I think he wanted to play his music.
Yeah, but I don't remember him being a part of the concert.
Well, we'll see next week.
Yeah, we'll find out. I plan on watching the finale 2 or 3 times. If I have time.
Yeah. If we have a short turnaround this week. So if there's time.
Short turnaround for discussion, but not for feedback.
Right.
We're recording.
Right.
We're recording. Jason is joining us on Wednesday to record the discussion portion, but then Kristin and I are going to get back together again at the end of the week. So you still have until Friday or Saturday to leave us feedback. So
right.
The discussion point will be over by then, but you still have time to leave the feedback. So I don't remember Daniel being not Daniel. What is Jack's son's name?
David.
David, that's it. I don't remember David being a part of the concert, but I guess
No. I
it's a wait
said
and see.
Daniel was a part of the concert.
Oh yes, Daniel is a part of the concert.
Right. No,
Yes.
that's what I was saying. Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant David. Yeah,
No. Daniel. I said Daniel.
yeah.
Okay.
Daniel is a performer in the concert.
Yeah. That was the whole point of his birthday party, was that he wanted to play with Drive Shaft.
Yeah, and but I think it's just Charlie. I could be totally wrong about that, but because otherwise, why wouldn't they have brought Liam and everybody else in at the same time as Charlie?
Because Charlie is a mess.
Well, because I don't think any of the other band members came.
No, I'm just making the comment that Charlie is a disaster.
Charlie is a disaster. We also have not seen Juliet yet, and we know that she does come back. I was under the assumption that we had met her already, or that we were going to have seen her by this point.
It's all going to be in the cafe, that coffee shop. That coffee shop is still important.
I don't think they go to a coffee shop. I think it's the line, we'll go get coffee sometime and we'll go Dutch. I don't think they actually go to a coffee shop.
I thought that they went to the coffee shop. Well, we'll see. Like I said, see you next week.
So much for spoilers about the finale. Apparently, we don't remember it.
We don't remember it, so we're going to go into it totally blind. What we do know is that Hurley gets the prize at the end. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
We can all go home.
I want to say too, one of the things I'll start off with right off the bat at discussion of this episode is I really enjoyed the opening of this episode with Jack and David and Claire.
Yes, me too.
It was such a heartwarming scene. And I have to say, as much as I'm loving Jack's character right now, I'm sorry, Jack, but opening a box of cereal totally counts as making breakfast.
I think he was just ribbing him.
I don't care what anybody says, because he says to David, like, opening a box of cereal does not constitute making breakfast. Yes, it does.
You know what? It was so sweet and thoughtful of David. You know, it really shows how far their relationship has come in this Flash Sideways. They're all at this. It's wonderful to see Jack settled. Yeah. I know that this is just his Flash Sideways, and he's learning, he's going to move on and let go and blah, blah, blah. But it's really nice to see Jack so settled and happy and just wonderful. And I like this Jack.
And a family with Claire there as well.
Yes. Yes. David and Claire look really happy to be there as well. David looks really excited that he has this new family member.
Well, I told you when we talked about this last episode, is like the idea of finding out that you have new family for some people, like it was for me, is actually rather exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very cool seeing that David was like that, and seeing David and Claire kind of just like getting along so well, even though it's probably hasn't been any. This is the first morning she's woken up in that apartment. Mm-hmm. In that house with Jack and David. So, but seeing everybody together, sitting at the table, after knowing everything that Jack himself has been through in reality, it was very heartwarming, and it was a great way to open the episode, especially after showing us and reminding us what happened 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
with Sun and Jin and Saeed,
and Lapidus. Let's not forget that we also lost Lapidus.
We did?
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Yes,
Lapidus flies him off the island.
Lapidus was on that sub.
No, Lapidus got out of that sub because Lapidus flies the plane in the finale.
I'm telling you, Lapidus was on that sub.
Lapidus, we're going to look it up right now because I'm telling you right now, Lapidus survived.
No, Lapidus was on the sub.
Frank Lapidus. First episode confirmed dead. Last episode, the end. Episode count. Back on the island, season 6. Here we go. To the end. Presumed dead by the submarine survivors, Frank survived and made it to the ocean surface, where he's found by Miles and Richard.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, he flies them off the island.
Okay. All right.
Tell me, like,
Miles.
Frank Lapidus,
I love Miles. We lost Miles and Richard this episode. Like, it's just, Miles is like, peace, I'm out of here. And you think that he's with Whitmore and Zoe, and he's not. And then you see Ben and Richard, they're coming out, and Black Smoke Monster's like, bam, see you later, Richard. Okay, that's the end of Richard for now.
For now, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like all of a sudden, it's like we have these two characters, and you think you know where they are, and then they just poof, disappear.
But I love the fact that you're right. Miles is like, okay, see ya. Like, he has no qualms about anything that is happening. He's like,
he has no
I'm
loyalty to anybody. None.
Well, and I feel like
he has
Ben,
loyalty to Sawyer. He has loyalty to Sawyer.
well,
Those
because
two I think those two are best friends.
Yeah, he spent 3 years with Sawyer, so he's with LaFleur, so he's still on board with Sawyer. But yeah, I mean, I like the fact that Ben gave him a walkie because he knew, like, Ben was like, I'm not going to convince you to stay. Like, you want to go. Here's a walkie in case I need you,
right?
And kind of lets him go and run off through the woods. And thank goodness he did, because he would have either ended up with Knotlock or thrown into a tree like Richard.
It was hilarious. Sorry. Just like Richard's like, he wants me. I'm going to go end this. Bam. Bye. I don't need you right now. He sends him into a tree.
One of the other things I want to say too, since we were talking about Jack earlier, is, we get that opening scene with everybody at the table together. We talked a little bit about this before, but Jack's bedside manner has now carried from the Flash Sideways to actual reality, because his bedside manner, now that he has become the man of faith, his bedside manner is so much better than it ever was. When he's sewing up Kate's gunshot wound, like, he's like, I apologize, this is going to hurt, but I have to do this. It's like, I already feel so much more comfortable with Jack as a doctor again than I ever have.
I know, but he loves Kate. I mean, they have 3 years of history together. He is still very much attached to her, very much loves her. So I can see how that can soften him in this moment. Yeah. If it was Sawyer, he'd just be like, dude, bite down on a stick or something. I'm just going to do this real quick, And I think, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think maybe he wouldn't be as kind and gentle with Hurley or Sawyer or Ben, but this is Kate.
Well, I mean, because kind of fast forwarding to the finale next episode, that's who he's with in the church.
Right. That's his end game.
That's his end game. Kate. Yep. He moves on with Kate, and
Yeah. I want to talk about something that you probably didn't notice, but I noticed it like right off the bat, and then I started to notice it even more and more throughout the episode. I don't know the meaning. Maybe you can tell me.
Okay.
Because I've only had like an hour to really think about this. So I noticed in the beginning when Jack and Sawyer are walking through the jungle, they are both wearing the same color blue. It's not blue. It's not just they're wearing blue. They're both wearing the same color blue. And except just Sawyer's in his button down and Jack is in his t-shirt, right? So then I noticed that that Locke, Ben, Saeed, and Hurley in both the Flash Sideways and on the island, they're wearing the same like pinky purple color, like rose mauve color, like a red, right? So those four are all wearing red. Sawyer, Jack, and Desmond are all wearing the same color blue throughout the whole episode, both Flash Sideways and on the island. And Kate she's in black in the Flash Sideways, including the dress that Desmond gives her, but she's wearing gray on the island, which is interesting to me because Jacob even tells Kate, yes, I crossed your name out. However,
it's just chalk on a cave wall.
It's just chalk. If you want the job, you can have it. So she's kind of a gray character at this point. So that makes sense to me. But I did notice that there's definitely a blue and a red, and they're so the reds are these weird mauve color, and it can't be a coincidence that they are all four of these characters are wearing the exact same shade of pinky red.
So who were the characters wearing the red again?
Locke, Ben, Saeed, and Hurley. Now, I don't know what it means. Maybe you can even rewatch the episode and tell me if you see the same thing. But Jack and Sawyer, when they're walking through, and Desmond has the same color blue that Jack and Sawyer do in the Flash Sideways when he's wearing a black suit, but his shirt on underneath his black suit is that really dark, rich blue. And Sawyer and Jack, I mean, they're walking through the woods side by side. They're wearing the exact same color shirt. It's very strange to me.
I never really paid attention to it. It's not anything that I caught. But if we've learned anything over all of these episodes of this podcast and this series, nothing is done unintentionally.
Right. And the only thing that I can think of is that Ben and Hurley are, protectors of the island at some point, right? And not Locke and Saeed are affected by the darkness and the smoke monster. I don't know why Saeed is wearing the colors that he's wearing, but that's only in the Flash Sideways.
Well, because
he's wearing that color.
No longer in the present.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And Desmond, we haven't seen in the present.
Right. And not Locke. So when you see Locke and Jack in the Flash Sideways at the end, when they're talking about Locke's surgery, Locke is wearing a plaid, like mostly pinky red button-down shirt, and Jack is wearing a dark blue striped or checked shirt. Yeah. And in that scene, they're very much man of science, man of faith.
Well, I mean, and you can't really go with light and dark in that sense either, because they are colors that aren't necessarily, they could both, maybe that's it. And that the blue and red could be colors that qualify as both light and dark. Depending on how you look at it. You could have a blue that could be a light color or a dark color. You have red that could be a light color or a dark color. And maybe that's just it. Maybe instead of using white and black as they've used up until this point, they're using two primary colors instead of neutral colors. Showing that there's a difference in the duality of these characters now. It is not light and dark. It is not, contrasting colors. It is their primary now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's it. And Kate is wearing the gray, as you mentioned. She kind of does stand out because her name wasn't on that list anymore, but she could still be.
Right. I don't know. It was really interesting to me. I didn't catch Richard long enough to really check what was going on with his clothing, because he sailed away stick style. And Miles was a Miles shaped hole in the door. So, I never really got their colors, but they're also not end game type of characters either, like the ones that I just discussed now.
Yeah.
It's just very, very interesting to me. And especially with Desmond tied in with the blue, because Sawyer and Jack, they're both very alike. It's just that one wears his feelings on the outside and one wears his feelings on the inside. But Sawyer and Jack are the same character to me. It's really the reds, especially with Hurley thrown in there. It really threw me for a loop with that one. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll research it some more. Maybe I'll see if this color scheme goes into the finale at all. But it was something that I thought was worth mentioning, especially like to you, because I thought if maybe you had it on your radar, that maybe you would have some sort of an insight next week when we talk about this.
Yeah, I didn't take notice of it, but I'm very curious, and I might actually go back and rewatch the episode again just to see if I see it. I'd also be very curious to go back a couple episodes to before we saw Desmond push in the well to see what color his shirt is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What episode was that? It was like 3 episodes ago?
I think 2 or 3 episodes ago, yeah. I want to say 3 episodes back is when we saw Desmond, and because last episode was Across the Sea, the other one before that was The Candidate. And at that point, Desmond is already in the well, So yeah, I think it's 3 episodes back is when we see Desmond before he's pushed in the well.
And I think if I remember correctly, we had color schemes for each of the 3 characters in Across the Sea.
Well, we did. We definitely had the black and the white with Jacob and his brother, and then Mother was also kind of wearing like a neutral in between.
But I think she was wearing some sort of a red undershirt or something. You know what? I'm just gonna binge Lost pretty much over and over until we record the finale, and just see what I see. It's gonna be fun.
There you go. But I like the fact that you mentioned too. We keep joking about Richard getting like knocked back, and I'm like, yeah, Richard took a flight before he even got to the plane.
Well, and when he left, I go, "Oh, there goes Richard." Well, he can't die; he's fine.
Well, I actually
I had momentary worry for him.
I actually had questioned it too at that moment too when he gets knocked back. I was like, "Oh, is this an opportunity that like Richard actually died?" And then I went and I read the thing about Lapidus, and it says that Miles and Richard are the ones that discover Frank. And I'm like, "Oh, guess Richard isn't dead."
No,
he's fine. He got up. He shook it off.
Yeah, he ate a mango. He feels better. How about you? Where do you want to go first?
So we see more characters getting their wake-up calls in the Cross Sideways. In this time, Ben gets his, or at least he's on the verge of getting his. In that, Desmond goes back, and it looks like he's ready to run over Jack or John again. Poor John, man. But Ben notices him. He calls him out. He recognizes him, and Desmond, gives him the whole, I wasn't trying to hurt him, I was trying to help him, and starts pounding on Ben, which we know is something that happened in real life because Ben went to try and kill Penny, and Desmond gave him a beating then, and it kind of, Ben starts to see the actual reality because it's very similar.
I was going to say, are we really looking at Ben Linus if he's not covered in bruises and blood
or getting beaten on?
Right? Like, weren't you like immediately blasted back to the beginning of seeing Ben looking at him with the sling and the cut across his nose, and like it looked like his makeup was exactly the same.
It's Henry Gale all over again.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's Henry. That's a good pickup. I never even really thought of it, but you're right. He's in the sling. He's beaten up. It's Henry Gale all over again.
Even with the cut across his nose, because I remember he had that cut across the nose for a really long time as Henry Gale when he was all beat up. He also has a blue bruise in both the island and the Flash Sideways that I thought was significant. And then I read some trivia saying that Henry Ian
Cusick,
thank you, that Desmond
did he actually hit him?
Punched him.
Yeah.
And so that's a real bruise.
Well, that happens. That definitely happens.
He probably felt so bad.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
I'm sorry, mate. Sorry.
I'm sure he felt horrible brother. About that. But yeah, I mean, I loved the stuff that we got with Ben this episode, especially. I actually really enjoyed both the Flash Sideways and the reality part, because in the Flash Sideways, we get that whole moment where he's getting beaten on by Desmond, because you're right, it's not Ben it's not significant for Ben if he's not getting pounded on,
exactly.
or he's not getting injured somehow. But we see the connection with Alex again, because Alex comes back and offers to give him a ride home. And who do we see in this episode come back?
Danielle
Rousseau.
She was wonderful. It was so nice to see her, and just in her little French kitchen making coq au vin, and it was just so wonderful.
And I love the line, like when Alex invites him to dinner and he's like, no, and she's like, no, you can come to dinner even if it means we have to kidnap you.
Right. That irony was not lost on me.
But seeing, kind of like, I felt really, it made me really love Ben even more, because Rousseau tells Ben, or Dr. Linus rather, that, her father died when she was 2. That's probably why she really connects to you. You're the closest thing to a father she's ever had. It makes you kind of reflect on Ben from real life because he was the father she never had. And then at the same time, to see Dr. Linus get choked up at that, like, I was like, man, like, I love this character so much.
Yeah, Michael Emerson plays him just so beautifully. And to play Ben in this episode, especially, he's playing 2 different Bens.
Oh, yeah.
He's, you see a change in Ben on the island, and not for the better. He regresses in this episode. The minute he gets back to his house and where he used to live, I know that he always meant to kill Widmore. I love the way that he did kill Widmore.
Man, when he says he doesn't get to save his daughter,
I feel that.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Like, I felt that to my core when he said that.
Well, especially after he had already been reminded of Alex, because Richard said that he buried her.
Yeah, because Miles feels her as they're walking over. Yeah.
And so he's reminded of his daughter. And I'm sure, because there's places that I go that I am reminded of my sister all the time. And it brings you right back as if no time has passed. So my guess is that, Miles feeling Alex, Richard telling Ben that he buried Alex for Ben, coming back to his house where he raised Alex, that probably brings everything back to the surface pretty easily, Yeah. And so then all of a sudden he sees Charles Widmore, the man who is responsible for his daughter's death, his fake daughter's death, but for Alex's death. Yeah, I would probably have the same feelings and possibly the same reaction if, I was on the island.
Yeah.
Not in America or in the real world where my actions have consequences.
Yeah, where you can get away with it while you're on the island.
There you go. Right.
Well, and I'm starting to question, is Ben truly regressing, or is he playing along? Because I feel like this is Ben proving that he can outcon the con man that conned him.
Well, and maybe you're right, because he does say, this is where I thought I was summoning the monster.
Only to realize he was actually summoning me.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe he's playing the monster's game. So I have that thought because I know that Ben is reformed. I know that he has changed at this point, but you are led to believe that he is regressing, I think.
And I think that's it. I think we're being led to believe that he's regressing, where in reality, we're going to discover in the finale, he's pulling his own long con now. He's trying to show the short long con. Yeah. He's going to prove that he can outsmart the monster.
I think a lot of them are trying to do that, right?
Well, because they know now that the ultimate goal is that the monster, they have to kill him.
Right.
Locke has to die.
I know.
It's something that they discovered. It's something that they realized on their own. And it's something that Jacob tells them flat out. He has to die.
It makes me sad that Kate keeps calling him Locke, because he's not Locke. And not like we call him not Locke, right? Like, he is not space Locke. He's the monster.
Yeah. Well, and I questioned that in this episode too, and it made me curious. Does Kate know that that's not Locke? She might be one of the few people that doesn't know that yet, because nobody's flat out told her.
I think Sawyer said whatever that is, that's not Locke or something like that. I think that they've had that because Kate and Sawyer have been together for a while. So even if we haven't seen it, I think that one would assume that Kate and Sawyer have had that discussion at this point.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, maybe she does know that, and maybe she's just in denial and doesn't want to believe it.
Or she's just so shocked that her friends just died.
That too.
And she's been shot.
And she just doesn't know what to call him other than Locke.
Right.
Because that is technically it's John Locke's face.
I know, poor Locke. Poor Locke. He would never consent to this.
No, this is not what John would have done.
No.
This is nothing like John would have done.
Which is why I think, Sawyer is just like, I know John Locke. You're not him. Just, flat out. You're definitely not him.
They spent enough time together. I mean, you start to learn about somebody's character within a short amount of time. Sawyer knew who John was. And yeah, like in that episode where he says, like, you're not John Locke. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you are. So, yeah, but it was very, I really did enjoy a lot of the stuff with Ben this episode. And I do really think this is Ben. We'll find out when we watch the finale, but I think, if I remember, I think this is just Ben playing the monsters game.
Okay.
But he does get something out of it in that he gets to kill Charles Whitmore. The man who took
Zoe
his daughter.
dies.
Man, okay. In that scene where we see Zoe in the kitchen before we see Whitmore, I let out an audible, ugh. Because I hated Zoe. And then just seeing not Locke just slit her throat and Charles being like, why did you do that? He's like, well, you told her not to talk to me. She was pointless.
Right. She was pointless from the get-go.
Yeah, she was pointless
from the get-go.
She was pointless before that, but thanks, Charles.
Yeah.
If there's anything we have to thank Charles Whitmore for, it's for making Zoe even more pointless so that not Locke slit her throat.
Man, what a waste of a character. Like, I'm sorry to the actress that had to play her too, because there was no point to that character. None.
It just wasn't an appropriate portrayal of a character. It never convinced me. That portrayal of that character, and it probably has more to do with the writing than the actual actress, and I'm saying that ahead of time. I was never convinced that the character of Zoe had any kind of authority, that she had any kind of power, that she was intimidating in any sense. She wasn't. She was none of those things to me. She was
she had a baby voice half the time.
Yeah. Ana Lucia would have been a much better character in that role, or a person like Ana Lucia.
Like Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah. You needed somebody with a more intimidating look.
Yeah.
To portray
Michelle Rodriguez
like
fits that bill.
And seeing Ana Lucia come back this episode was also great.
Big smiles.
Yeah.
Big smiles. And I love it when Hurley's like, what's Ana Lucia doing here? Do I know you, Tubby?
Oh, that's right. We haven't met yet. But yeah, so and even Desmond in that moment saying like, oh, like, how come she doesn't remember me? And Desmond like, well, it's not her time yet.
Right.
Meaning she hasn't woken up yet. And she's not in the church either. So it's, it was a quick cameo to bring Michelle Rodriguez back for an episode. I enjoyed it. And I'll tell you what, like when Lost was airing, I wasn't a huge Michelle Rodriguez fan. I enjoyed her as Ana Lucia, but I wasn't a fan of Michelle Rodriguez. Not to say I disliked her. I just didn't know enough about her to enjoy her as an actress. But becoming such a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise as I am, I've grown to spend a lot of time with Michelle Rodriguez because she is in, of the 10 movies, she is in 7 of them. So
she's awesome.
I've grown to really enjoy her as an actress and enjoy seeing her whenever I see her pop up. So this rewatch of Lost and seeing Ana Lucia made me enjoy and appreciate Ana Lucia even more.
Yeah.
Because of that new appreciation for Michelle Rodriguez.
I love Michelle Rodriguez. I love her. Every single time I see her in anything like Dungeons and Dragons, she was great.
She's
in Dungeons and Dragons.
Great in Dungeons and Dragons. I love that movie.
I do too. And I want another one like really bad. I don't know if it did well enough in the theaters to get another one.
I don't know if it did. I know we're derailed, but it's that movie is so good. I went and saw that in theaters with people that I play D&D with.
That's awesome.
which was a great outing. Like there was like 15 of us. We all got together. We all went and saw that movie together. I freaking cried at the end of that. Like, I got choked up at the end of that movie. It was so much fun. And you're right. Michelle Rodriguez is fantastic in that movie. Her and Chris Pine together
are phenomenal.
Or great.
But she's so good in that movie that I wish that she had played, I forget the character's name, but in Quantumania, in the quantum realm, the warrior.
Oh,
woman,
yeah. Yeah.
Only because that was a miscast for me. And the whole time I was wishing it was Michelle Rodriguez. Like, the whole time.
God, now
because that actress that was in Quantumania, she was also the androgynous looking cadet or whatever in Andor.
Oh, which I never watched Andor either.
What?
I was not a fan of.
That doesn't matter.
Rogue
No,
One.
we've talked about.
We've talked about this.
We're gonna just have to put a pin in that because I'm about to get mad at you.
Katie M. O'Brien is the actress name, because she has actually been. She was at a con that I worked.
And I'm not saying she's not a good actress. I think she was phenomenal in Andor. But
I don't see her list. Maybe this is not the same actress because she's not listed in Andor. She's in The Mandalorian.
Oh, that's what I meant. She's in The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like her in The Mandalorian a lot, and she was probably fine in Quantumania, but as a Michelle Rodriguez fan, I felt Michelle Rodriguez should have been in that movie. So
I get that.
Let's get back to Lost.
I get that. But it was great. It was great seeing Ana Lucia pop up again.
Yes.
Because I forgot that she did pop back up at some point.
I was half expecting to see MC Gainey open up that door.
Man. Oh, man. How great would it be if we got to see Tom Friendly come back?
It would be great.
I don't think we do.
No.
I think we've come to the end of MC's role.
Yeah.
God, I wish we could get him back on, but with the strikes, nothing is happening right now. Nope. Unfortunately, I would love to have him back on.
A bunch of shows are about to be ruined for that too.
At some point. Although AMC did get a deal struck that they could go back to production on.
Good. Can we get that deal for Stranger Things, please, before these kids age out of their roles?
Can we get that deal for a lot of things? Can we just get these strikes to end, please?
It's this is just ridiculous. And anyways, Lost.
Let's see. I'm crossing off stuff that we've already talked about on my end. Yeah, it's where I would summon the monster. That's before I knew the monster was summoning me.
So I want to talk about Jacob materializing in front of the candidates because I thought that was fantastic. It was a scene that I think that everybody's been waiting for a really, really, really long time. I love it when Hurley's like, wait a minute, you guys can actually see him? You can hear him? I think that was a big relief for Hurley.
Yeah.
That Jacob was actually there.
Well, he didn't have to be a go-between.
Validation.
Yeah.
Well, right, but it's validation that, hey guys, see, I told you I've been seeing stuff. You know, like what I've been seeing is actually what I've been seeing. And it was just so great to get a lot of answers in that one scene with everybody.
Well, one of the biggest answers that we got is the young version of Jacob that people have been seeing actually was Jacob.
Yes.
It wasn't anything taking the form of Jacob. It actually was Jacob.
Mm-hmm. Well, that and the answers about Kate.
Yep. Which you called that she was probably crossed off because she became a mother.
Right. And then also Jack and Sawyer got to kind of, and Hurley got to hear what Jacob's whole game plan has been this whole time. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't have to guess at it anymore. They know now, you know, that they have this reason. And I really like the fact that was it Sawyer who's like, I was doing just fine before you.
No, you weren't.
Even before Jacob said it, I go, no, you weren't. None of you were. You guys all had terrible lives.
Well, I mean, and in that moment too, you're right. Like Sawyer's the one that speaks up and says, I was doing just fine. And Jacob's like, no, you won't. But no, you weren't. But in that moment, it also does a clip past to Jack, and seeing Jack kind of like with his head down in thought. Jack knows he was not in a good place before he came to that island. Kate, I'm sure pretty much knows. I think everybody knows Kate was not in a good place.
No,
she was a fugitive.
Yeah.
Hurley was not in a good, and Jacob is absolutely right. And it's something that we actually don't really think about until Jacob points it out.
Yeah.
It is the
Jin and Sun were in a bad place.
It is the one thing that all of these characters have had in common this entire time, is that they were not in good places in their life before they arrived on that island.
Even Rose and Bernard.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, everybody.
Charlie was not in a good place. Boone and Shannon were not in good places.
Claire.
Yeah.
Saeed. Yeah. So Mr. Echo.
I mean, Jacob was choosing candidates of people who could be pulled from their lives for a greater cause.
Yeah.
He didn't pull anybody who was in a good place in their life. Like, he literally pulled people that could be taken from their lives and probably would not be at a loss to never return.
That is a really hard pill to swallow as a person, though, to know that you could be completely lifted out of your life and it wouldn't change a lot of people's lives. Like for Hurley's parents, their life got better.
Yeah.
Without Hurley. For Jack's ex-wife, her life never changed. Just, she went along with her life.
Even
she
his
was already
mother
remarried.
Even Jack's
his mother. Yeah.
Wouldn't have changed anything.
But
Kate had
something.
Kate had nobody else. Sawyer had nobody else.
Right. Charlie was alienated from his brother. I mean, he had just finished visiting his brother who had a very good life. Yeah. And didn't need him anymore. Claire's family that was going to adopt the baby, we find out later, was never going to adopt that baby. They changed their mind.
Yeah.
So for me, it would be just devastating to find out that my life did not matter in the grand scheme of things. And to find out in that moment, after, you've spent all this time on this island and you've gone back to your life and then you come back to the island and you've gone through all this trauma, to just find out real point blank, short and sweet, that this guy that's been controlling your life the whole time says, you didn't really matter where you were.
You're insignificant.
Oh, that's like the one thing a person never wants to hear.
Well, because it's a fear. It is a legitimate fear of people's to realize that your life does not matter.
Yeah.
So much so that if you're lost along this journey, meaning you died along this journey, like Jin or Sun or Saeed. Now, Jin and Sun, I think, are different because they have a daughter.
Yeah.
So her life will now be affected without Jin and Sun. But I don't think anybody's life is affected without Charlie. I don't think anybody's life is affected without Saeed. He chose people whose lives were so insignificant at the time that had something happen to them along the way, it wouldn't matter to the rest of the world.
That's heavy.
It's very heavy. And and you can tell in that conversation, Jacob feels the weight of that. Mm-hmm. Because he even apologizes for that.
Yeah.
Because Kate says, like, well, what about Jin? What about Sun? What about Saeed? And he's like, I'm sorry. He knows that has been weighing on Jacob. But the one thing I did appreciate that came out of Jacob's speech is that he tells them, I wanted to give you the one thing I never got. That's a choice. So they can choose to take the job now, or they can leave. However, it is a double-edged sword, because when they ask him what happens if none of us take the job, he says lots of bad things will happen. Well, now you're kind of forcing them to make a choice.
They are
have to-
making a choice. They're making a choice out of the four of them.
but you're kind of forcing them to do it. So you've kind of taken away the option of choice again by forcing them to choose someone to do it.
No, I mean, there is the choice not to do it. They're just making that conscious choice.
Okay.
Knowing what the consequences will be.
That's true. They know what the consequences are before they have the opportunity to make the choice.
Yeah. And so Sawyer, Kate, and Hurley all Homer Simpson themselves into a hedge. And Jack says, I've lost Ben. He's left the screen.
I just pictured it. That's all it was.
And then Jack's like, I'll do it. We all knew that that's what was going to happen.
We knew Jack was the one that was going to step up.
He was going to fight over this job. Nobody.
I think Jack wanted the job before it was even offered to him.
Well, he knew he was there for a reason. He knew he wasn't going to leave the island. He came back because he knew that was his purpose. I mean, this is like you've been saying the past couple of weeks. We have our man of faith in Jack Shepherd now. He is our shepherd. Finally.
Yeah. Do you think had not Locke taken the form of someone else, that John Locke would have been the man for the job?
No.
I'm kind of convinced of the same thing. I don't know if John, as much as I love John, I don't think Locke would have been a strong enough person. I think
he's too easily manipulated.
He's too weak-willed. I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No. We were on the same wavelength for that one.
Yeah.
I agree. I think he was too weak-willed for the job.
I think that's why the monster took his form.
Absolutely.
Because we discussed this last week that Jacob's brother was also, he was easily manipulated as well, which is why he was so easily able to leave his mother and Jacob, go to these new people. He knew that they were bad people, but he stayed with them anyways because he wanted to get off the island. I think that the monster knows exactly who he needs to choose when he needs a body or a vessel or whatever.
Well, this has been an incredibly long game for him.
Yeah, a really long game. I mean, Jacob's been there. We learned last week, Jacob's been on that island for 2,000 years, and who knows how long Mother was there before that.
But it almost seems like this time around, something has changed. The game has changed. The plan is not playing out the way he wants it to be, because the last thing we hear in this episode is not Locke saying, I'm just going to destroy the island.
Because I think he knows that that's the only way he's going to get off the island is if there is no island. All of his plans have gone to shit.
Yeah. The long game he planned is not playing out. No.
And, we've learned that the monster is resourceful.
Mm.
So,
but I also think we are
mentally
now
flexible.
Well, I also think now it's also an act of desperation.
Oh, yeah. You're totally right on that.
Yeah.
That's better.
This is an act of desperation now.
It's his Hail Mary.
Pretty much.
So to speak.
Yeah. And somehow Desmond is the key to this.
Which I love. Desmond
has been such a bigger part of the entire story that we don't begin to realize until now.
Yeah,
until
I love
this
Desmond.
Season. He is, as you put it so eloquently a couple episodes back, Desmond is the constant.
Yeah.
We knew that in the smaller scale early on, but now we are seeing that in such a larger scale.
Right.
He is the constant. He is the one that is waking everybody up and bringing them together. He is the key to all of this. He is the key to them moving on. He is the key to them getting out of there. He is the key.
He's also the key to them destroying the smoke monster.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember how.
He has to pull the plug.
Is it Desmond that pulls the plug?
It's Desmond that pulls the plug.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was Desmond or Jack.
Yeah. No, well, Jack goes down to save Desmond.
That's right. Desmond pops the cork.
Right.
Yep.
So he is the constant on both the Flash Sideways and in real time on the island.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I just love that character. I love how we have these wonderful recurring characters, side characters, that are so fleshed out and so wonderful that when anything happens to them, we feel it deeply. You know, that to me, and we talked about this from the very beginning when we were talking about, when we were doing the pilot episode with Jason five years ago. You know, we talked about how fleshed out these characters were from the very beginning. You get a very real sense of every dimension of these characters very, very early. And so as we see them grow to this point, I mean, we've really been on a journey with them. And it's not that they were these like flat sitcom characters and now they're fully fleshed out characters. We're looking at fully fleshed out characters evolving into these people that we consider to be like people by the end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it makes total sense because you're absolutely right. We've spent 6 seasons with these characters. We are invested in these characters now. We have seen these characters grow into completely different characters. It's almost like, and I'll make the comparison to Guardians of the Galaxy with this because there is a scene in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, spoiler alert if anybody hasn't seen it, but there is a scene at the end of the movie where Groot says, I love you guys. Yeah. He doesn't say I am Groot. He says, I love you guys. And James Gunn has come out and said, the director of the movie has come out and said, he is still saying, I am Groot. You have just spent so much time with these characters now that you understand him. Which I think is such a great way to wrap up. One of the ways to wrap up those characters is that to everybody else, they still hear I am Groot, but you as an audience can understand him now, just like the rest of the Guardians can.
That's very beautifully done, and I appreciate that. I will never see that movie again.
I know you won't.
But unless you edit it for me and take everything out that I can't watch again.
Unless they release the animal cruelty-free cut.
Can we have that, James Gunn, please? I'll be honest with you, the no cry version?
I'm going to look. There might be a fan edit of that, and I'll check if there is.
If there is, I'll watch the shit out of that movie.
But, but again, it's kind of like we've been watching these characters very similarly to the same way Jacob has.
Right.
We have been watching these characters almost through the eyes of Jacob.
Yeah.
Because we are seeing these characters become the characters that he chose to be candidates.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you're totally right on that one.
We have been watching these characters like Jacob has been watching these characters. Except we're not there.
But at the same time too, we're also seeing for the first time, I think right now, what Jacob originally saw in these characters on why he chose them. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that are alone out there that would fit the bill of what Jacob is looking for as far as being able to be lifted out and everything's fine. But these guys had that special quality that made sense for the island as well. Because they were picked from all over the world.
Well, and not only that, but put this into perspective too. Not only were they chosen from all over the world, they were chosen from different points in their life. Kate was chosen as a child. Sawyer was chosen as a child, which means they were not just alone as adults. They were alone as children.
Did he pick them when they became alone?
I think that's it. Because
Jacob went to Jin and Sun when they got married on their wedding day. Now, what does that say about that?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he also didn't appeal to Hurley until after they got off the island.
That's true too. God, I love the show.
I don't know.
Because I feel like we could take a really deep dive into just that one aspect of the show. Like, why did Jacob touch each of these candidates when he touched them? And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen another episode of a flashback of Jacob. not with his brother or his mother, but post Knotlock or post Man in Black, but during his times off the island.
Yeah.
Because we know there were other candidates. So maybe we could have seen him visiting some of these other candidates.
Yeah.
It would have been fun to see maybe another flashback episode of Jacob.
Yeah, especially when you have such a good actor in
Mark Pellegrino is a fantastic character actor.
I really, really enjoy him. And I can't, like I've said so many times on this podcast, he will always be Jacob to me. Like whenever I see him in anything else, I'm like, oh, Jacob is in this. I can't ever retain his name, Mark Pellegrino, because his name is Jacob in my tiny little brain.
Well, and I've seen him in quite a few other things as well. I know he was he played a villainous role in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was literally Lucifer in Supernatural. So he has played a number of different roles.
But he's always Jacob to you still, right? Or no?
Yes, I still constantly see him as Jacob. And that was weird. I thought I heard thunder. I heard something outside.
The way that you turned, I thought a cat was just about to jump in like onto your head.
No. Sorry for all of you out there in podcast land. No, so seeing Mark Pellegrino is like I love seeing him. He will, of all the other roles I've seen him do, he will still always be Jacob to me. Just the same way that Titus will always be Man in Black. No matter every other thing I've seen him in, Titus Welliver will always be Man in Black. And I do want to.
He was in Sons of Anarchy, wasn't he? Also in Sons of Anarchy. I think he was in Sons of Anarchy in the Ireland episodes.
I know he was in The Town.
I love that movie.
I don't.
Have you seen The Town?
Oh God, yes.
The Town is like so good.
I do not see him listed in Sons of. Oh yes, he was. He was. Yeah, Jimmy O'Phelan, 12 episodes in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
That was right after he did The Town too. But yeah, and I want to say too, last week when we got with our feedback, Jason from San Jose sent us as part of his voicemail. There was that little clip of the video that Mark and Titus did from San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Kristin and I found it online. There's more to it than just the audio clip that he played.
We may have gone down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we watched a bunch of different things. That clip is great. That whole thing, the whole clip was great. The fact that they're both playing like bratty little brothers to each other is it's so good. I highly recommend it. Just go on YouTube and Google Lost Comic-Con Jacob, and you'll I think that's how I found it.
Lost Comic-Con Jacob. Go.
And search.
Okay, now that you're back from doing that and your long dive, let's return to our coverage of What They Died For.
That wasn't that long of a dive.
No. I meant if they paused it just now.
Oh, gotcha.
Golly, keep up.
I really don't have a lot left to talk about, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. What do I have?
I mean, we do get Desmond turning himself into Sawyer and Miles, just so that he can be with Kate and Sayid.
Oh, how about the fact that we don't have to have the wine jug? You just need the prayer and some liquid and a cup.
I thought about that too this episode because we talked a lot about that last week.
Yep.
And there's nothing special about the wine. It's just wine.
It's just the prayer in Latin. And I had it pulled up. And of course, I decided to close it. So hang on one second. I'm going to try and get it back up again.
Well, no, but while you're looking for that, I will say too, we do get confirmation to one of the things I did mention last week, in that even though you are immortal in age, you can still physically die, because it did happen to Jacob. Jacob says to Jack in this episode, "You are like me now," which is what Mother said to Jacob.
Yes.
So now Jack at this point has immortality of age. He is ageless. He is ageless.
Right.
But we do know he does die because he dies in his battle from the Man in Black or from Notlock.
Right.
So
Right.
again, confirmation from what I said last week, even though you are ageless, you can still physically perish.
Yes, which, Jack doesn't really get that long with his agelessness.
He really
get
doesn't.
the Richard vibes. So what Jacob performs the ritual with Jack that he did with Mother and Across the Sea, part of which is in Latin. He says, nam non, which, so you got that, right?
Yep. Got
which
it.
Translated into English is, because we don't accept this as a simple potion, but so that he shall be as one with me.
Interesting.
So it's not the potion, it's the ritual. It's, the prayer, for lack of a better term. It's, the sharing of the cup. It's almost like it's communion.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the things I mentioned last week too, in that I don't even remember the term I used when Jacob drank from the wine. I want to say ordained, but I don't think that was the term I used. But yeah, it is basically like a baptism or a communion. It's more like a communion than a baptism. Because the baptism, you have to bathe in the water. Communion, you drink of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is definitely more like a communion than a baptism.
Yeah. I also like it that Jack was like, there's nothing beyond that bamboo field. And he goes, well, now that you're like me, there is. You will find it.
So there's a scene in this episode, and maybe you noticed it and you can help clarify it as well. There is a scene as they're walking through where Hurley notices something and he stops and he looks and doesn't see anything. I kind of almost took that as in Hurley senses that there's a cave. But maybe I kind of took that as in Hurley senses like that's where the cave is. Hurley senses it, but he can't see it yet.
Kind of like he was always supposed to be the one that drank from the cup.
Yeah, which I guess are we going to see that next week? I don't remember Hurley ever drinking from the water, but maybe he does. Yeah,
I don't know either. I do know that I did love the line that Hurley gives when he says, "I'm just glad that isn't me." Like, oh, buddy.
You're speaking a little too soon there, Hurley, bud.
And it's so funny because he's so happy to be the protector of the island once it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So this episode,
he also doesn't have Man in Black to contest with. That's the protector of the island.
Well, Hurley's like a little duck.
He's got less stress when he steps up to be the protector of the island.
Yeah. Yeah. He's had enough stress in his life. I mean, they all have, but it took Hurley a really long time to be okay with who he was.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I think I'm good.
I think I'm good too. I think, Desmond turning himself in, we talked about Hurley and Jacob, Ben and Notlock. We kind of addressed a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
I think that's pretty much all I have.
Yeah, me too.
For notes on the episode. But that just means we only have one episode left. Well, a 2-part episode.
We have the finale.
One episode of the podcast left. So I'm going to bring it up now, and then we're going to play the feedback from Steve. Actually, we'll play the feedback from Steve first, because that's usually how we do it. So
we're going to get at least one mic drop, because I said it during the episode when I was watching it.
Did you?
You'll hear
drop.
it. Yeah, mic drop.
So, but yeah, we do have our voicemail from Steve this week, so let's play that now.
Hello, Ben and Kristin. This is Steve, and yeah, I was totally blown away by your theory, and I think you're absolutely correct the way you laid it out and explained it, and the fact again that there was a body of the brother that obviously the Titus Williver prior to Jacob killing him is his brother, but then Man in Black is not his brother, just taken the form of his brother. It totally makes sense now. and I understand it. So so many things that are coming clear. One of the things I wanted to pick up on also of your conversation, if you consider the New Man in Charge short as canon, I don't know if you guys have watched that yet. I don't want to spoil it. I was going to spoil it for you, but I don't want to spoil it, but I'll give a little tiny spoiler for it. In that short, Hurley passes on the protectorate, or possibly passes on the protectoration of the island to another character. So that may be why we see him in the church. Oh, and you can edit that out if you think it's too spoilery or not canon. And here we go. What they died for. Whew. Okay, that previously on. Oh, we get an eye-opening scene here at the beginning.
Oh, good call.
Whoa. I don't know how good that could be for the baby Claire eating a cereal called Super Bran. I mean, come on. Oh, why is Desmond pretending to be Oceanic, saying they found Jack's coffin daddy? It's nitpick too much, but if the bullet went straight through Kate, isn't he going to have to stitch both sides? No, seriously, Desmond, you're not going to run him down again, are you? Well, Ben's got him. Oh, he just slapped Ben, and he's slamming him against the hood. Ooh. Oh, and now we know how he's going to get Ben to remember is by beating on him. Wow, Miles, Ben, and why is Nestor Carbonell's character escaping me now? Richard, they're on a fool's errand because the plane's already been destroyed and the sub's been destroyed. A secreter room. Zoe and Charles Widmore. What is this true? So Charles had the plane wired with explosives as well as the explosives that Locke's explosives went on the sub. So the ones on the plane, I'm confused. But now Charles Widmore says that Jacob invited him. So okay. Obviously, that's Jacob's visit we didn't see. That was off screen. Oh, a concert at Cop Miles's father's museum. Obviously, an opportunity for all of them to meet. Oh, and now Desmond is in jail with Kate and Saeed in the sideways flash. Oh, wow. Hurley just got surprised by young Jacob ghost. I don't know, but he wants the ashes of whatever. Oh, and now we have older Jacob. I had to pause because Jacob just said we're very close to the end, and this is the penultimate episode. Wait, penultimate, where did that word come from? I love Miles. Good luck with that. I'm out of here. And he just dips. And there's the chittering, and so much for Richard. Wait, that's what's her name? Alex's actual birth mom. I'm blanking, but dang, we haven't seen her since season 2? That's crazy. She's gonna give them a ride home. Wow. Hey, I only have the use of one hand right now too, so I feel Ben Linus's pain. Her name Marceau. Rousseau. That was her name. Oh, that's kind of a sweet moment between Ben and Rousseau, but now he's leading not Locke to kill the others. So whatever. Wow, cold Ben. He just shot Charles. He doesn't get to save his daughter. Wait. They can see. Why can Jack, Kate, and Sawyer see him now? Jacob, I mean. Oh, what they died for. He just said the title of the episode. Mic drop. Of course, they're not going to show us everything he says to him about protecting the island when the ashes burn out. So Sideways Locke just told Jack he might want to be fixed, and we come back to the others around the fire. Maybe Jacob is going to tell us everything. Okay, so Jack steps up to become protector of the island. Jack and his God complex, and Hugo saying, "Oh, I'm glad it's not me, but we know what the end is." So Jack just drank the water that Jacob blessed with his Latin phrases, Starbucks order, whatever, and now he's like Jacob. Oh, Ana Lucia is the prison driver, jail person. Crazy. And it looks like Desmond has Hugo's car. Oh, nice not knowing you. And she's not coming with us. Wow, she's not ready yet. Wow, Desmond. Oh, and the concert at the museum is going to be the quintessential the place. Wow. And that dress is going to look amazing on Kate. Oh, okay. Here we go to the finale.
That last comment kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, that was a very sexy dress. I know what he's talking about. And it's so funny because I'm pretty sure that was a strapless dress, and the hanger tabs or whatever were hot pink. So that was just interesting. So I'm wondering if that's actually going to be straps on her dress next week, or if it's strapless, because it looked like a strapless dress, but those hot pink hanger upper, girls know what I'm talking about.
Well, and don't ask me how I know this, but don't strapless dresses still have things on the inside so that you can hang them?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Those little things on the inside.
Yeah.
But they were hot pink. They weren't black. And the dress was black.
Oh, that would be
so
weird.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Steve started this off with like, this is a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. I don't want to spoil anything, but this might be a spoiler, so maybe it's a spoiler. He didn't know if it was a spoiler or not. He did mention the eye opening, which we didn't really talk about.
Right.
Because the finale ends
as an eye closing,
which is a perfect bookend for the way. And Steve, just to answer your question, the word ultimate means last in Latin. So penultimate means next to last. That's where the term penultimate came from. And
as always, it's Latin.
And it could have been worse, Steve, too, because we referred to this episode as the penultimate, but third from last in Latin means anti-penultimate, which we didn't use that.
Thank God.
I know. It's too much. It's too long. But again, I will reiterate, as we did in the beginning of the podcast, we want your feedback for this. Let us know. We are at the finale.
It doesn't even need to be long either.
No, just give us quick little blurbs. You don't have to leave a voicemail. You can type it out and we will read it for you. It is perfectly fine. But let us know your thoughts on the finale, what they were at the time. Have they changed since listening to the podcast? Do you think it's better? Do you think it's worse? What do you think of the podcast? Are you excited about Ted Lasso? Whatever it is, let us know. And we will use it next week. Again, easiest way, revisitedpod.com. It's where you can go to like, listen, and subscribe, as well as send feedback, or email us directly, feedback@revisitedpod.com. Type up an email, record yourself in a voicemail, and send it. Anyway, we would appreciate it. Recommendations for this week. You can't use Ahsoka because you already used it.
Recommendations for this week.
I mean, you can.
I don't have any.
Want to.
I don't have any. Okay, good. None.
So there is a brand new game on Xbox that is releasing this week.
Xbox?
It's only on Xbox. If you bought the digital version, you were able to play it early. You were able to play it as of September 1st. So it's been out for 2 days if you have the deluxe version. I had the game already, and I was going to have to wait until September 6th. But I had so many people I know who were already playing it because they bought the deluxe version that I bought the upgrade to the deluxe version so that I could start playing it. And
FOMO.
It really was FOMO. But it's a game called Starfield, and it is
you've told me about this.
It is a massive brand new universe by Bethesda, who do Skyrim and Fallout and a bunch of other games.
Is it like open world?
It's very open world. Yeah. There's over 1,000 planets you can visit. So it's very open world. I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time in it, at least until Spider-Man 2 comes out in October. And then I will be playing Spider-Man 2. Until I beat Spider-Man 2, and then I'll go back to Starfield. And I have still yet to play. I have it, but I've still yet to start Hogwarts.
It's so good.
I know. I want to play it.
It's so good. It's so
fun.
fun. I need a new game. I think I'm going to do Star Wars. I think it's either Survivor or Fallout. I can't remember which one we have.
Jedi.
We have one of them.
I think Jedi Survivor is the first one. I think.
Okay. Adam's been playing it a lot lately, and it looks fun. But I really want to play that new game that's coming out. That is Star Wars Open World.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
What is it called?
Sorry, Jedi Fallen Order is the first one.
Fallen Order.
Jedi Survivor is the second one.
We have one of the two. I can't remember.
But yeah, I'm looking forward.
And then what's the new one going to be called? And when does it come out?
I think it's like Outlaw.
Outlaw. I think you're right.
Star Wars Outlaws. Yep.
When does that come out?
That's what I'm looking forward to too. Let's see. Set to release in 2024.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, but the way time moves, it'll be here before you know it.
All right.
I need it because I need the time to get through Starfield and Spider-Man. So
Ugh,
and then
yeah,
start Hogwarts.
So busy. So busy with video games.
Don't. I'm really not. I just don't have a lot of time to play video games.
I totally get it. I don't have time for anything anymore. Like, I'm so glad that we get this time together every week because seriously, like Monday through Friday, my whole life is work.
Yeah.
It's very pathetic and sad.
I'm excited because so door dashing is starting to pick back up again, which is good because this summer sucked. But the other thing I'm really excited for is because up here in PA, I have officially retired my shorts and I've switched back to jeans. And
I'm so jealous.
So happy about that.
Yeah. Most of my my workwear for school is fall and winter wear. So I always struggle in the beginning of the school year and the end of the school year. I wear the same like 4 dresses. And then once we get to colder months, I'm like, yes, I've got the pants and the sweaters and the cardigans.
This week is going back up into like the high 80s, early like low 90s. I don't care. I'm in jeans mode now. I don't care.
It is so hot.
I look forward to the time of year where I get to trade in shorts and t-shirts for jeans and hoodies.
Yeah.
It is my favorite time of year.
Flannel sheets. That's what I get excited about. Yep. Switching over to flannel sheets, I get so excited.
Yeah, I do too. I really, really do.
It's the little things.
So, any final notes before we get out of here?
No. Hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. You'll be listening to this when it's wrapping up. Labor Day weekend is wrapping up. So hope everybody had a really good Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this is dropping on Labor Day. So
yeah. I am very happy about a 3-day weekend. We're going to go down to my aunt's house in Charlotte and have a family dip and sip. Burgers, hot dogs, in the pool.
Hey, I'm having burgers and dogs later on today too.
Yay, that'll be fun. And I'm taking my my computer with me so that I can do schoolwork.
Oh, fun. Yay, that's fun.
Yep.
So, all right then. On that note, thank you as always for being a part of this. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. All that you guys do. But until next time, I got to think of something different than how we end this for after next week.
See you back on the pitch.
Yeah, there we go.
I got it.
Work.
Don't worry.
And we are going to do, so next week is the finale. We are going to do a quick little bonus episode to fit in between the finale and Ted Lasso, where we will talk about New Man in Charge. It's only an 11-minute short, so we're not going to talk in length about it, but we'll do like a quick, maybe like 20, 30 minutes discussion on it sometime in between. But back to what I was saying. Until next time, we'll see you guys further on down that rabbit hole. Take care.
Bye.
We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back!